Hey everybody, this is Brittany here from Surfing Waves of Light. It is day 8 at 11:15 at night, and it is Liver Rescue 369 Advanced Cleanse Medical Medium. Started off this cleanse doing the regular in the first 3 days, realized I could totally do the advanced. So we switched over to that. I just had a massage that Greg gave me, which was awesome. Me, Greg, and Jamie have we've been trying to exchange, but we started exchanging today massage and energy work to go along with our final 2 days. Just to give you an update, I'm doing really well. This is the first time that I've done the advanced cleanse, and it's gone pretty great. I'm starting to miss food, but also 2 or 3 days of this cleanse, we didn't eat our lunch or second celery juice until really late. So we just skipped dinner. So I'm a little bit missing food, only because we skipped dinner a couple times, not on purpose, but our day ended and we couldn't eat anymore and we were just tired, so I was ready to go to bed. Because on the last 3 days of the regular or the advanced cleanse, you're drinking double celery juice. So you're either doing 16 twice a day, 24 twice a day, or 32 ounces of celery juice twice a day. That's what we've been doing. So it's a lot of juice. I don't feel hungry after. But I'm feeling good. I do still have this rash on my chest. I looked in the book, and Medical Medium says that if you have a lot of toxins, metals, or are already prone to dry skin, obviously it's winter here now in those conditions, he says you can be excreting toxins really fast, and some of them try to escape through your dermis. So that's why I can get rashes. I normally get rashes in a lot more places, like my arms, my back, sometimes on my stomach. So actually the fact that I only have one right here is really good, and I'm not a strict eater, so that's one of my goals for this cleanse, was to take more of the habits from this cleanse into daily life. So that's something I'll be keeping you updated on. I changed my breakfast 3 or 4 years ago. That was 1/3 of the meals of over the past 4 years, and it's made a huge difference in my health and wellness. I used to get really sick every winter with coughs and bronchitis and all different stuff. So I've already noticed a difference, but I'm still on my healing journey. So I'm not perfectly, completely clear of illness, but I am very close. So thanks to Medical Medium. Anyway, I know you come to these videos for channeling, but since it's the cleanse, I just wanted to let you know how my experience is. I'm a little more tired on these days, and definitely feeling inspired to do more self-care. So I'm going to let my guides come through, see what they have to say about the cleanse and whatever's going on. And so thank you for being here. I love you all so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. Peace be to you and to all the beings that vibrate at the level of love. It is I, Saint Germain, and the Arcturian Council, and we are pleased to be with you at this time. We are the loving guides and teachers of this being. We bring peace to the world through your allowance of us coming into your thought system. We bring peace to this planet by you all making space in your minds for us to come through and to be the loving beings that we are. Many of you may perceive the word beings as a physical person or thing in nature. But being is really a multifaceted word, and you all are living in a multifaceted, multidimensional universe. And so being for us is not necessarily in a physical body. It is more so being, existing, the consciousness that is in the present moment, is totally focused on what is and is not worrying about the past and the future, as is the illusion of this third, fourth, fifth dimensional consciousness that you all have decided to journey into at this time. When we call ourselves beings, we say this because that is the state in which we exist in. Now, can some of us transform into physical consciousness, into physical state? Yes, we can. But based on where we are now, it is unlikely for us to do this unless there is some sort of soul contract or very specific need, very urgent need. And so we find that we best help beings from the beingness that we are, the non-physicality that we are. For when we are in physical form, we are limited like you in certain ways because our consciousness is focusing on being in a body. But when we are in this non-physical form, we can be everywhere and anywhere. We are not limited. We are not contained. For when you enter a physical body, you do accept some level of containment. And of course, you are not fully contained, for you all meet on the astral plane. That is where souls and non-physical aspects of a human being go to play at nighttime when your physical bodies need rest. See, the soul needs no rest. The soul goes on forever and into eternity. But yes, existing in a physical body, it may get tired in this form. It may be overwhelmed or exhausted by the things that come with being in a physical body. Even simple things as creating meals for oneself, going to the bathroom, paying for bills, all of the basic things, heating, cooling, all the things that your mind at this conditioned level believes that it needs. These are time consuming. And so yes, the soul in its consciousness separated form can be quite tired, can get quite confused and needs to rest. But it is really just the soul in the physical body in the separated form, not truly the soul in its full expansiveness, which of course is the reason you chose to be in physical bodies at this time. It was to experience us, to experience the experience of being a human being and allowing us to come through you. That is the experience you hope for in this lifetime. You all agree that you would come into this plane and forget, and you would go through the journey of remembering and connecting with us. We are an aspect of you. We are not far away. We are not alien or extraterrestrial in nature. We prefer for you to think of us as angels, for the connotation with this word is much more accurate than others. So many beings equate extraterrestrial energy with far-off planets, faraway lands, unreachable dimensions. And while in the separated form this does hold some truth, in reality there is nothing that is away from your reach. There is nothing that is far from you, for all can be accessed through tapping into the unconditional, loving consciousness that remembers that it is part of all things. But this is something that the soul within itself must acknowledge. And so at this time, you all are beings on this planet Earth. You are walking around. You are experiencing different experiences, some working jobs, working at different companies, going out to the movies at night, or any kind of entertainment that is provided by cities or the world. Others of you live different lifestyles, more nomadic or less attuned with the traditional life of working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We gave this being a dream last night. In this dream, she was in what she would describe a cruise ship with multiple levels. There was a lot of artificial lighting, lots of entertainment, lots of different things to do on this ship. We will spare you the intimate details that more closely relate to her current consciousness and life, messages that are more for her and would take us very long to explain and not our part of this, although she is going to be posting some of her dreams in the shorts section of YouTube, thanks to her beloved Greg's suggestion. She is quite a vivid dreamer. She is very much in touch with other realms when she is in her sleeping state. And so in this dream, she was in a cruise ship-like place with lots of artificial lighting, going through all of the different levels of entertainment, of fun, but she always felt that she was not dressed well enough, and this was a feeling she did not like. So she decided to exit this cruise ship experience type place. It felt like she could do everything within this realm. And when she was leaving, it felt more like a movie theater, like a form of entertainment. Entertainment was the theme of this building, all different kinds: fishing, dance clubs, movies, vacations, just like a cruise ship. There's so many different attractions and things to do. So when she went to exit this cruise ship, it felt more like a movie theater. And as she exited, she told the security guard that the movies were too violent and she didn't want to pay. And these were magic words which opened the gate and allowed her to exit this world without having to pay for it, which the other people leaving did have to do. And when she got on the outside of this building, she walked away to get a falafel. And when she came back, the building looked like a prison and not like an entertainment center at all. This is a metaphor for the entertainment that comes from the artificial society. Once she was away from the society, she felt much more like herself. Although it did seem scary on the outside, some of the images she had, which are for hers to work out within her consciousness, what we saw is that her brain on a conscious level recognized that when she is entrapped to the artificial systems of the planet, even if they seem entertaining, they are on some level part of the prison structure, part of the daily life prison that she does not like to talk about through this channeling or on her videos. We have told her many times that unless a being is completely in alignment in the highest love and light, that these traditional high-hour jobs are slowly and sometimes quickly siphoning the souls of beings so that what is promised to them at the end, pensions, IRAs, all the different benefits that come from working a job for many years in a row for certain industries, that by the time they get there, they are so conditioned, so trained, and with so little soul energy left, they are not able to fully recover. For as we said before, the soul is eternal and it never tires. But when it asks to be separate, there is a certain amount of energy that it has, that it comes in with. Of course, when you know the ways of love, energy, healing, supplying yourself with high frequency foods, fruits, vegetables, loving people, you can recover. It is just common that beings within this system, they are also cycled into the traditional Western medical system, which does not always include these deeper healing that occurs at the mental, spiritual, and emotional levels, which will be reflected back in the physical. And so as we see it, if beings on this planet were more free, if they did not feel burdened by the heavy obligations of mortgages, of time steals, of all of the different heavy obligations that come with being a human on this planet in this culture that she was raised in, you would all feel better. You would all be able to maintain much more of your life force. And so living longer or living higher quality lives would be much more possible for each and every one of you. See, time is not really important, how long you live. But what is important is that you get to experience what you came in here to experience. This realm can be quite scary, which is why we always recommend disciplining the mind through mind training practices such as the Course in Miracles or any other thing such as that resonates with you. You need to look out on the world and see only love. You need to be vigilant only for what is unconditional love, what is representative of God and Source as it was in its purest state. You do not always recognize how much toxic energy has been placed upon you. Of course, you wish to experience this, but now you are coming to a time where it is time to let go. It is time to release. That is why we are inspiring so much clearing, because energetically, when you remove toxic foods, poor substances that are in your realm that do not serve you anymore, you make space for us. You make space for love. You have been living under the cap of conditional love, and as you pull that cap off, many of the things that have been in your environment will no longer reflect that. They will no longer be important to you because they were bought and handled with a less loving consciousness. And so you are in this transition phase. Transitioning is constant, but this transition phase is much more emphasized than other ones that have been. You are really clearing, you are really getting deep, and that is what this cleanse has done for this being. She has gotten really deep with herself. Her dreams have gotten very vivid, have showed her exactly the messages she needs to know. She needs to remember all the time that this world is not what it appears to be, that there truly is nothing to fear. And yet, as you go through the process of unlearning fear, what is going to come up for you is fear. So when you admit to yourself you're afraid of something, that is acceptance. That is the first step in healing and changing. A lot of times we push these fears down. There are these deep-seated fears that often stop us from doing the things we want to do. This being did not attempt the advanced cleanse for 5 or 6 cleanses because she was not ready. She had a lot of fears about not eating food. And at the time, this cleanse was not appropriate for her, for where she was at. So at first you may feel like a more fearful being, but the truth is as you uncover these things from your consciousness, you will seem more fearful at first, but it's truly you're actually acknowledging them instead of pushing it down and using the modern entertainment, artificial society, food, all of these different things that you use to squash your emotions. And through this cleanse, this being was given a great gift. Her space is of the greatest importance to her, and so she was able to create a schedule with her partner on how they could keep the space in their life more clear. This is something this being desperately needed, and we needed this from her too. For her mind was often occupied with all of the things from the old that do not serve her, because they are so in the front of her mind because we do not want them within her anymore. We do not wish for these things to be here, for it is blocking our ability to channel, to get into regular states. Our goal for this being is to channel on a daily basis, to bring messages through as we inspire her. A lot of times we inspire her and she is not around a computer. She is not around a telephone or a camera. And this is purposeful because she is getting into the rhythm. She is learning what her life would be like if she did exactly what she wanted to do all day. This has been the process that we've been putting her through for the past few years. How would you spend your day, dear Brittany, if you were not conditioned, if you were not trained to not value yourself and give yourself away constantly to entities, corporations, and beings who are not giving you a loving, equal, energetic exchange? This question takes time to answer, because there are so many unloving relationships that you have all been trained into, including this being. And dismantling a relationship once built is much harder than starting afresh, starting anew. That is why you don't wake up in this realm, in this game that you are playing, until later in life. For it is easy to be creative. It is easy to be of love when you are not conditioned into these programs. But that is what consciousness is. It is a program that you are running on. And that is why the first 7 years of life, you are just taking in. Because without a story, without a game to play, there really is no consciousness to program. Then you are just sitting in unconditional love, being as we are, being in who you are and exploring that in a non-separated, in an eternal and unblocked way. There are many gifts coming to each and every one of you beings that are doing this work. And know that our message comes from energy, and this being translates it to words. So feel into the energy, for you are all on your own paths, and maybe what this being is doing is not exactly perfect for you, but she will give you an idea that will spawn you in a direction. Maybe it is not medical medium healing that attracts you, but some other way of sending your body high frequency healing foods. So take what we say, not literally. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it knowing that this is the language that this being speaks. This is the world that this being lives in, and this is what is working for her. We are her guides, but our message is not limited to her. It's just specifically catered for her. The energy is the same, but we know that this is how she receives it. And so the message is coming to all of you. That is why you resonate with this work. You are all channelers. You are all receivers of energy because you have asked to be receivers of energy, because you are trying to be receivers of energy. And so this message resonates because this being takes that energy, she puts it through her mind, and then she delivers it in a verbal format with us as her guides, with us as her teachers. And as she gets into that flow better and better, we are able to guide her more clearly. It is a co-creation of the two of us. This being is way back, but we are still coming through her. We always want to emphasize that because you are all receiving messages. She is no different than you. We just want to show you that we want to show you what kind of messages she is receiving, because she has made some significant jumps in her ability to decondition her mind. This being always had a light within her. It did not go out. And so it was easy for her to remember when she first heard words of unconditional love. It resonated so strongly because she always had a bit of a memory. It was clouded, it was distorted. But now that she is waking up fully, that light is just shining bright. So the more dim your light is, the harder it will be to come back to waking consciousness. Not necessarily harder, but the more journey. It may take you hearing something more times, or you may have stronger ego blocks that keeps you away from something before it opens up the path to you. It is all perfect. Time is not real. You are all experiencing what you wanted to experience. Enjoy this life. Enjoy the experience of being in a human body. Know what it feels to care for a body, and know what it feels to not care for a body. Explore all dimensions that you are inspired, and then come to a decision for yourself of what is going to be the way in which you want to live out this experience. Trial and error, fail, 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 and fail again, because it is in your failures that you learn so much, that you grow even more than in your successes. Thank you all so much for everything that you are doing to be a more loving being. Every single one of your actions shows your consciousness, and you are all great teachers of love, and we thank you so much for that. We will speak to you again at another time. All right, that was Saint Germain. No Asante tonight. And the Arcturians. They're my team. They like that name. They're just really an energy, but we have to start somewhere, so we start with that. Asante is just, in my mind, saint in French, even though I don't even think it is, but that's a word that's always come to me, Asante, every time I heard the word saint. I should probably look it up before I even talk to you guys about it, but I'm just being honest about my channeling experiences, because I think it will help others to turn their information on and the more beings receiving this flow of information and making these loving decisions, it just trickles out. And I can't do this alone. Not that I am. There's a lot of people out there, but we need each other. We need a community of beings turned on and ready to go for creating a new planet. We need our source energy so we can create all these new loving ways of doing things, because that's the systems I want to get locked into. I want to learn about your loving way of finances, or your loving way of building something, or your loving way of gardening or growing children, or I want to know what information you were trained in this realm to help translate into the new earth. So if you have any special, skills or loving ways of doing things, put it in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe and share, because why not? It's pretty cool. Anyway, love you guys so much. This is Cleanse Day 8 video. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.